Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn with me, Alpha by Omega and Iran. So today is the day where we start our road to recovery. The war with Turkey is over after a bloody 3.5 years, and I have to say that it has been much more dynamic than what the war between Iran and Iraq was. Yet the casualties were almost the same, maybe even higher. It depends on what you see as the result of Iran-Iraq war, as both the sides increase their numbers or, are accused of that anyway. We have heavily militarized our economy. We have fallen very deep into the debt, and while we are getting quite a lot of money now, even with stable growth, I can guarantee you that's not good numbers because, we have raised our taxes to amounts that are not tangible or, that are not somewhere where we should be. The war has also driven us very close to Russia, which at this point I don't see as a mistake. We could use an ally like Russia, and they supported us throughout this war. We have heavily improved our military situation, but we have some painful learnings out of those. So I was thinking how to approach this, and I think that what we're gonna do here is we're gonna approach it as if we're starting a new game. We're basically gonna go chapter by chapter, and we're gonna try to decide on a strategy that's gonna come. So let's start by our current situation. It's great that we have negligible corruption. The stable growth is something that it would be great if we could increase, even if we would have to spend the money on it. But I don't think that at this point we're going to do that. We're just going to hope that the economy will pick up. There might be even some focuses that would help with that. Hold on. Growth. Is there anything that would help with that? Okay, so you would, but we know that we can't get you. You remove the brain drain. Okay, you don't do anything then. Okay, so I guess there's nothing in here that would help. Yep, okay, so never mind. We'll just have to deal with it. Hopefully we're gonna get a better event now that will help with the stable growth. Now we have a large military spending, and I'm thinking it might be good to actually downsize that. If we went only to, for example, medium, it would lower our spending by, well, 3 billion, which is not something that we can ignore. Though we will lose about 30% of the factory output. However, factory output is not something that we need to think about. So let's make this our first goal. We're gonna have to lower the spending to medium military spending. Now, as far as our government expenditures go, we are also going to do an increase in the social spending from minimal subsistence subsidies to substantial safety nets. Now this is gonna effectively cost us about 4 billion here, but we have to do it. We have to do it because, and mostly because, it's a roleplay decision. Thousands upon thousands, actually hundreds upon thousands of our troops died in the war, and many more were wounded. So as a nation, we should really be ready to assist them. I'm not going to go all the way to the welfare state at this point, but we're going to go to the substantial safety net, and we're going to make sure that our veterans are cared for. However, we'll need a lot of political power for that, political power which we do not have at this point. So those are the two changes that I want to do in this area. As far as focuses go, we started to go with the IRGC, IRGC, okay, and Islamic professionalism and revolutionary political correctness. Okay, I think we can finish this though. That's gonna give us a lot of political power which we can then use to do these changes. So let's start with the Islamic professionalism. Can we truly call ourselves proper Muslims if we act like fools in the field? Islam should be our guide, and we should be professionals in our work and behave ourselves. So let's go with that. And once we get the revolutionary political correctness, we are going to decrease the large military spending to medium military spending and bump the minimum subsistence subsidies to substantial safety net. That's gonna eat up all of the political power we're gonna gain, but it's gonna be decent. As far as this goes, I think at this point we might want to go with increased government's supervision, because riots are, well, not riots, but we could have some unrest after the war, but maybe not at this point. Okay, IRGC. This map shows the influence of Israel in the Middle Eastern countries. Our agents will update this map every day so that we know the situation. We can launch attacks against their important bases and decrease their influence. Okay, they have no influence anywhere, that's good. We are... Oh, we're actually losing laboratories because we lost a bit of GDP. Okay. Well, we need to fix that. Nothing here is immediately important. You are going to defend us for now, which is fine. Could we upgrade anything? Counterinsurgency. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go with counterinsurgency, and you are building up spy network in here. That's interesting. Not what I remember, but okay. What could we do here? Infiltrate civilian administration. I don't think that's a thing that we would like to do. Hold on. Who is... We want to remove any resistance in these newly gained territories. So, who is the best guy for that? Root out resistance. Okay, nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here, and okay, nothing here. So it's just a matter of people. Counterintelligence 0.35, 0.15, 0.15, 0.15, 0.05. Okay, so you are definitely going to go root out resistance in here, and you are the worst, so you can go root it out over here. Let's actually infiltrate the civilian administration. We can send the two guys which are defending. Okay, commencement ready. It's time we turn our interests abroad. Okay, modern computing is gonna be done soon. And we have finished some other things. Encryption, decryption. Could start looking at... We're working on excavation. Base, retention cap. Okay, let's go with 3D wax printer. A 3D wax printer uses wax and other forms of thermoplastic material. We need to move in that area. Let's research. Once we're gonna finish the modern computing, I'm gonna invest more into monthly population growth. As far as trade goes, oh yeah, I started a new game and it's being an ass again to us, so I'll just let it fix itself. Construction, okay, we're working purely on civilian industries, that's good. Production, we moved it a bit, yeah, we need more artillery, we need more of you, and we added quite a lot of airplanes, so efficiency here needs to increase, that is fine. Okay, so I think that for now this is good. So we can unpause it and see the first effects of our situation. Let's start repaying the debt. That's gonna be the most important thing for us. Okay, we're getting a bit of political power. We are getting... stability has been hit heavily, which I'm not entirely sure the reason of, but I think we had some things connected with the war. How's the resistance and collaboration, Turkey? Okay. So resistance is 18%, but compliance is 59.3. That's actually pretty cool. Occupational force is there, which is great. Okay, let me see the trade. Yep, we're getting too much stuff. Can decrease those for a couple more factories. Tax was 7%, that is fairly high, but nowhere near as dramatic as it could be. So that is good. We're working on that. Okay, now comes the Air Force. We're actually upgrading you guys. I'm not sure if... Yep, we have the Sakih E1 and E2 in there. Most of the MiGs have been removed, which is good. Can we add another? That's is that a multi-role? Delta Dart. Yeah, it's a 4th generation multi-role. Fourth generation. Okay, what would this do? Okay, it's gonna deploy them. Let me merge some of these. I don't think so, but it gives us an idea of what we need to do with our Air Force. We're missing about 180 airplanes at this point. 4,500 days. Well, that is something to aspire to. Okay, well, let's in the meantime get the genetically modified crops. Monthly population plus 5%. Genetically modified crops like corn, tomatoes, or other plants are bred with stronger advantages than their counterparts, such as improved durability to bugs and many more. Okay, repaying the debt. So Air Force needs a big boost, but it's actually kind of fine. 180 aircraft is something that we can do. We are currently producing about one. Well, we're gonna get to about 2 per month easily, which is fine. We'll add a couple more factories once the upgrades start being done. So it's gonna take a while, but it will happen eventually, which is good. At which point, once we're done with all of the upgrades, I'm gonna start slowly revamping our military structure. For now, we'll keep the units as they are, but we'll need to heavily change them and change the way they work. What we're gonna build upon is the Foreign Force 1, which is the best performing units that we have. And we're going to try to upgrade them and modify them. We are going to streamline and change the divisions and brigades that we have here into a bit more of a functioning force, but it's gonna take a while. How's the Navy doing? Okay, you guys are drilling, which is fine. We're building our ships here. We'll need to start rededicating a lot of these focuses to Navy, and we'll have to start looking at the nuclear weapons and rockets and stuff like that, which we completely ignored. Okay, the growth is going well. We have the manpower. Okay. So the numbers that we saw there weren't okay. So we have only 62.77 million people in core, and non-eligible is 5.42 million. Okay, I thought that we had way more people, but that was because we occupied quite a lot of territory. We'll have to deal with that. Turkestan, how are you doing? Our military aid request force. Okay, if I do this with Azerbaijan, or did you take your force back already? You didn't. I don't know how to return you. Disband units. Maybe they are permanent ours now? I mean, they're Azerbaijani, but what the hell do I know? Okay, Afghanistan. We need to... And that's one thing that I forgot about. Yeah, we can attempt a coup there. We'll see how your elections are going to happen in September. And if it works, we're going to have to do it. But if... I mean, the emerging is poised to win. So if that happens, we don't really have a problem. But if it doesn't, we'll be fine. Oh no. Oh no. Iranian banks face crisis. Despite the hot, delicious latte art espresso in your Iran Said Ali Hosseini Khamenei cup, this is not a good day. Despite desperate financial moguls, their lobbyists, and the politicians they have made contributions to, all are swarming the Iranian government offices and all have the same message: we need a bailout. Apparently the dual shock of the housing downturn and the stock market crash were too much for the financial sector to handle. The buildup of bad debts from their speculation is simply too great. There needs to be an inflow of fresh government money, or there will become bankruptcies across the board with innocent savers losing their deposits. So we will provide bailouts. Okay, we spend about 80 billion. We have a 70% chance that there will be no change, and 30% will drop to stagnation. Okay, no bailouts but guarantees saving deposits. This has a high chance of dropping to stagnation and a small chance of dropping to recession. It costs no money. Survival of the fittest. Stagnation, recession, and people get pissed. Well, we will provide the bailouts. And we still got hit. That's awesome. Well, so now our debt is 44% and we can just forget about the money that we're pouring in. But the good news is that we are not in a crisis. Even with stagnation, we are still doing pretty good. There goes the game giving me a bonus. Awesome. Okay, but the good news is soon we'll be able to lower to medium military spending and start working on the pensions, which is going to increase stability, which is good and give us way more political power gain than we have, which will be useful in the upcoming reforms that we plan to do. We are no longer getting... No, we're still getting... Okay, we're still getting the doctrines of holy defense. Cool. I thought that would go away, but it didn't. That is good news. Okay, doctrines of holy defense, and we can go with revolutionary political correctness. Differing opinions are too much of a hassle to deal with. Furthermore, it is a way of dividing us from within, making us too busy fighting amongst ourselves to prepare from external threats. We need to clamp down on those who stray from the true path and from the true opinion, even those who are in power. So let's get that. Okay. I love that everything is in green. We're actually getting a ton of utility vehicles. Upgrading them. Zulfigars. Artillery. So this is good. We actually have enough miles. That makes me happy. We have enough view. So I can lower the production. And I'm gonna put one factory over here and two more on the aircraft. Because that is where we were severely deficit. Can you explain to me? How can you still miss so much equipment when the game claims we got everything? Syria declared war on al-Nusra. Syria declared war on the Free Syrian Army and on Syria. Great. So Syria descended into civil war. Following the marked escalation of protests in Syria, Bashar al-Assad had ordered military operations across the country to crack down on what he describes as lawless rioters and terrorists who are backed by unarmed foreign powers, or unnamed foreign powers. The clearing operation have seen outbreaks of violence between the loyalist troops and armed protesters, who have acquired firearms from police, armories, and military defectors. It is quickly becoming clear that what was once a non-violent protest movement is quickly descending first into insurgency and then into civil war. In some parts of the country, it appears that opposition fighters have taken control of entire cities, but much of the information coming out of Syria has become confused and convoluted. World leaders have called for restraint, while human rights organizations have criticized the brutality of Bashar al-Assad's repression of protests. Okay, so let me see. You have the emerging outlook. You are at war with... You are non-aligned. And you are Salafists, which is definitely something that we don't want to do. Okay, we're giving you still a ton of fuel. But I think we can start sending you infantry weapons. Just to make sure. Send you 1,000 monthly. How much are we producing here? Wait, there was... You're producing none. But I'll send you 100 about these. Can send you about 100 of these. These are the old ones, so I'll send you about 100 of these. What else? We got tons of other weapons. Okay, you know what? I can send you these and these. They're gonna help. And these, because we don't need those. I mean, it's gonna help. Won't be all that much, but better than nothing. And anything else here? Okay, let me send you these ones in case you need. Okay, so that's infantry weapons. I don't want to send you these, but yep, we're gonna send you these ones, all of them, and these ones, all of them, and the old T-62s. Okay, not gonna send any aircraft or ships. Cool, so enjoy our support, Bashar. We're gonna need it. But we are exhausted. We cannot really get involved in another conflict at this point. But hopefully they're gonna be able to use this equipment to make this work. If not, we'll send them more. But yeah, not exactly peaceful time for us. Or for them. Okay, GDP increased again. Are we able to get this to work before we lose that research slot? 9 days. And Franklin might not be. Which sucks because it costs so much. And there isn't anything I can do about that. We lost it, and as such, it's done. Okay, but we help Syria with some extra call to arms. Yeah, I'm gonna have to decline that. We are not able to help with anything here. But I think you'll be able to deal with it on your own. We'll keep sending you equipment and make you enjoy it. Can you producing you? Zulfikars need to be... Okay, well, we need to boost this production. That actually doesn't help much. Actually, let me see, can we... you know what? Let's end the episode, and in the next one we're gonna check our equipment and see if we can do any upgrades. Because I've done a lot of upgrades recently. During the I haven't done any upgrades, but we have gained quite a lot of extra equipment. Even, for example, the Fateh gives something, and you know, some other things. So we'll see if we can upgrade any of the things that we're using. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.